to CEC Gurukul Live Lectures. The topic of today is OBE learning outcomes and its different issues. So here we are talking about the OBE learning outcomes, that is the knowledge, understanding, skills and attitude. There are three principles, basic premises of OBE, that all the students can learn and succeed, but not in the same time or in the same way. Now this particular aspect means that all the students have their different intellectual levels, different life stories, so they cannot learn the same way. But this is one thing very clear, that everybody will be having a understanding level, but maybe in a very different way at a very different time. So the successful learning promotes even more successful learning. Now the school teachers control the conditions that determine whether or not the students are successful at learning at the school age or not. So this is one of the most important things when you have to talk about the school life. In the school, teachers they are having a very different framework of the assessment of the students. They understand the students in a very minute manner, that about the regularity of the student, about the intelligence of the students, how they are responding in the class, that is the activeness of the student in the class as far as the interface is concerned. And then they will talking about the subject knowledge or probably the practical paradigms, or they even talk about the high order thinking level questions. They talk about the creativity, they talk about the analytical skills, they talk about the problem solving skills, etc. So a holistic assessment is done, and which is owned and controlled by the school teachers. So similar paradigms is there in the colleges also, and in the HEIs, that is the higher education institutes also. So basically one thing has to be kept in mind by all the teachers, that all the students they are capable of learning, but not in the same manner, and successful learning promotes even more successful learning. So you have to create such an environment so that the students start liking your classes, they start coming to your classes, you start inculcating them as far as their creativity, their hidden talent is concerned. And it is the main duty of the teacher to understand and to read between the lines, to understand what their hidden talent is all about. And of course everything is owned and controlled by the teachers at the school level and at the college level. So here are some tips on how to make the teaching learning which is done in the outcome based learning framework. So there are some principles of outcome based learning process, that how to make it more interesting and what is the role of the teacher here in making the outcome based learning more interesting. So the first is, the teacher must prepare the students adequately. What does the adequately means? That the teachers should prepare themselves first and then face the students. It's you must be having this kind of a comprehension in mind, that unless and until the teachers are prepared, how will they face the students? And the students of today are very tech savvy. They have the access to the internet, they are born with a silver spoon as far as the information revolution is concerned, as far as the availability of the resources is concerned. They are well equipped. So it will not take much time to a student to tell a teacher that teacher is whatever you are saying is wrong. So that is have to be kept in mind, that before a teacher enters the class, the teachers must be well prepared, and unless and until she is well prepared, she won't be able to teach adequately to the students. For this parameter or this condition to be fulfilled, the teachers must be preparing themselves very nicely. Only then you can adequately satisfy the students of today. Because students of today are very wise, they are very comprehensive as far as their knowledge base is concerned. Everything is available on the click of a button, as that is the Google and other search engines on the internet is there. So that thing has to be always kept in mind, that teachers have to be well equipped, because you can only serve when you are having a you cannot serve with an empty vessel. So you first have to fill yourself with the good knowledge, skills, and update yourself, and then meet the students. This is number one. Number two, the teachers must create a very positive learning environment, not having any kind of a negativity in the class. Always promote a student, even if the outcomes or the output of your teaching learning is not that effective. So try and make it more effective, so that the students get accustomed to your way of teaching, and unless and until that positivity factor prevails in the class, the learning environment cannot be enhanced and cannot become good. So the teachers must create a positive learning environment, and the next is the teachers must help their students to understand what they have to learn, why they should learn it, and how they know that they have learned. So these are hows and whys and whats have to be very clear, and it is only the role of the teacher which can play a pivotal role in clearing all the what, why and when. So teachers have to understand the psyche of the students, that you have to tell them why they are reading or understanding or doing this particular course, and this is number one. Why they should learn this, because you have to make them understand the learning outcomes after the completion of the course, and how they will know that they have learned, that is the assessment part. So as a teacher you have to play a very important role to fulfill all the needs, requirements, the overall doubts what the students have as far as the teaching learning under the outcome based education framework is concerned. Then the teachers must use a variety of teaching methods. It's not that you just give one example and you think that you've done a big job. No, as I said, the journey of the student is very different. All students have a different journey of learning. Maybe they are not able to understand one example, they will be able to understand the other example. So a frequent feedback from the students, that have you got it, do you have any doubts? So after teaching any topic, every topic or a small topic, the teachers must ask the student as far as the feedback is concerned, that are they having any doubts, because these feedback sessions will actually make you understand that what is the level of understanding of the students. Are they able to handle the course, or are they having problem, or if you want to communicate whether this the same has been taken by the students or not. Sometimes you have to be brief and crisp, because brevity is the essence of communication, and unless and until you give some good crisp examples, the students won't have that good learning teaching experience. So to make the teaching learning process, the teacher's role is more important than a student role, because student is on the receiving side, whereas the teacher is on the giving side. So the giving side has to be more strong. If the giving side is strong, the receiving side definitely will slowly become very strengthened, empowered, knowledgeable, experienced as far as the learning is concerned. So the teacher must prepare themselves to teach the students adequately. They must create a positive learning environment in the class, and they have to understand and understand the students, that why are they doing this course, how they have to do this course, how should they learn it, and to what extent, and to how we will evaluate them, that is to know what they have learned. This is very important, because unless and until the assessment part is done, the whole game is not over. So the teachers must take a variety of methods, the teaching methods, to make sure that whosoever is in your class is having a good knowledge base as far as your teaching learning outcome is concerned. So the teachers must provide the students with the enough opportunities to make use of the new knowledge and the skills that they gain. The teachers must help the students to bring each learning to a personal closure that will make them aware of what they learned. So, asking clearly, or asking the students straight away, okay, this is what you have to do, this is what you have to learn, and tell me about this, what have you learned, what have you taken in the class, give me one example which other than the example which I gave you. So this is what is a feedback feed forward system. So this feedback feed forward system makes the outcome based education program very, very effective. Now coming to OBE as a curriculum. There are three basic styles of programming. The first is the content based, the second is the activity based, and the third is the outcome based. Now let me tell you what OBE programming is all about. The rationale of OBE programming is explain why the program exists. You have to give the rationale to the students, that why this program is there. Unless and until the program has some utility or some practical connectivity, that program should not be there. Of course, like if you talk about today, talking about the courses like short shortcut and all that, they should not be a part of the course. Like in the earlier days, we used to have the office management and the secretarial practice. So they used to just type it out, that what is the typing speed on a manual typewriter. So all these things are redundant now. So OBE makes sure that the rationale behind introduction of that particular course exists or not, or whether it has a practical employability, connectivity, utility to the students or not. If the rationale is not built, and if you're not able to answer these questions as far as the the reality part is concerned, the employability part is concerned, having that particular course is of no use, and it should be stopped immediately. So OBE is very, very comprehensive paradigm framework which answers all the contemporary questions which are connected to the employability, industry, academia, relationship, etc. So as far as the OBE programming is concerned, the first thing is talk about the rationale, that is explain why the program exists or not. The second is your aim, that is explain what the program can achieve. So that aim and objective of the program must be highlighted to the students, and the teacher must be having a clear aspects relating to that. This is the aim and objective of the teacher. The third is the outcome statements that indicate what students are to learn. That is, after the end of the course, the students will learn this, the students will have the skill of understanding of this, the students will be able to handle this situation, etc., etc. So the OBE programming, when you talk about any program or any course is concerned, is very, very important to understand. That is, first is a rationale, that is explain why a particular program exists, the aim behind that particular program, and the outcome statements, that is indicating what students are to learn. The next is your content statements. What do you mean by content statements? The content statements indicate what broad areas of content will be used as a vehicle for student learning. So the content statements talks about what? That what are you teaching? What is the text, what you are trying to teach to the students, because that is one of the tool and the vehicles which is very helpful in imparting and in dissemination of the knowledge from the teacher to the student. Next is your teaching strategy statement. The teaching strategy statement indicate how the learning activities will be organized. It has to be very, very strategic, very, very smartly done, so that our aim, purpose, objectives, learning objectives are solved and our students are strengthened, knowledgeable, and particular skill is imparted to them. So it all depends upon the syncing of the teaching strategy statements, the tool adopted, and the way of teaching and the style of teaching. So this is all what the teachers have to be very particular about. The teaching learning statements, they have to be very smartly designed. Then, and the last is your assessment guidelines. Now see, earlier as I told you in the previous sessions, that the traditional teaching pedagogies were limited to reproduction of what was done in the class, and probably some doubt, and the tutorial classes were taken to remove their doubts, and that was it. They used to tell all the important questions in the class, and these are the particular readings you have to read, and nothing X, nothing Y, no comprehension, no backdrop, etc. But now this holistic framework will impart definitely a broader framework, a good knowledge learning experiences, and the teaching learning experiences as far as the teacher student is concerned is definitely going to improve, because these are the traditional pedagogies are contained in the OBE also. Besides that, certain add-on parameters are added to it which indicate that how the student learning will be assessed and reported. So now OBE versus content based. Now OBE curriculum outcome is very, very important. So have a look on this. The skills in the program solving and decision making is the focus of the outcome based education. That is, you should be able to understand deeply about the problems, how to solve it, and how to take a decision making, a scientific decision making. Now there is an individual lesson under the OBE that use a spreadsheet to develop a what if scenario and to generate the possible outcomes to a financial problem. Then the content based subject could be a computer science. Example, individual lessons under the content base, you have to summarize the steps involved in producing a solution to a problem. So, the issue of integration is very, very important in OBE. Now, what do you mean by the issue of integration? Integration is integrating the important parameters together to make the journey of OBE successful. So, have a look on this. The key competencies were not based on isolated subjects, that I have knowledge of computer science, I have a knowledge of management, I have a knowledge of say some other subject or maybe a psychology. But the issue of OBE is all about the integration part. Like, what do you mean by integration? The key competencies were not based on isolated subjects. So, you have to develop your competencies in terms of taking care of future, that you are able to handle the future contingencies, problem solving, etc. in a very holistic manner. So, you have to understand here the KLA. The KLA talks about the key learning areas which will be used instead of subjects through clustering process. The example outcome means what? The learners should critically have the awareness of the language usage. The question, can an English subject alone accomplish the learning outcomes? No, you have to have the knowledge of so many subjects together to make the OBE, because it has a interdisciplinary, the cross border subjects part into it, which is very, very primary part, the focal part, the nuclear part of the OBE. Now, coming on to OBE in the classrooms. The first is, you have to review the essential prerequisites, which is very important primarily to make the OBE a success. Number 2, you have to create a very positive learning environment, which is a boon for the students. The third is, you have to help the students to understand what they have to learn. Fourth is, you have to use a variety of methods like whole class instructions, the group instructions, the individual instructions, so that they have a clarity as far as what and when and what they have to do. You have to provide the sufficient opportunities to each one of the student so that the learning is at par excellence. And the next is a personal closure to the lesson, that is, you should have a one-to-one talk and one-to-one problem solving sessions so that the OBE is a success. So, let me give you a recap of what OBE in the classrooms is all about. OBE in the classroom talks about the fulfillment of essential prerequisites followed by a positive teaching learning environment, helping the students in every way, in every small way, so that they have a complete understanding of the subject. Using of the various variety of methods like classroom teaching, group discussions, role playing, individual instructions, so that the learning experience is very good in the classroom. Provide sufficient opportunities to everyone and a personal closure to the lesson. So this is what is what is required as far as the OBE in the classroom is concerned. Now, coming on to the very important parameter of OBE, that is assessment in OBE. Assessment talks about evaluation of the students, that the purpose for which the subject was introduced and they were taught in terms of their achievement, successful imparting of the knowledge is concerned, is called as assessment in OBE. Now, how will you do that? A student can have a grade of incomplete, emphasizes the record keeping by the students, using a criteria referenced assessment, and uses a solo taxonomy and individual assessment procedure. Solo means what? Structure of observed learning outcomes. Now, I will give you certain examples to make this very, very clear. Now, coming on to the objectives. Let us have a look on this slide. In this, the objective is what? Construct one session plan showing the outcomes with appropriate asset and delivery. Now, let me give you this particular case. Cherry is a staff in mall X. Her work is to get the products in the stock room as requested by the sales lady. Cherry has been working in a mall X for 2 months right after graduation. Cherry finished a a course in the computer science and she is expected to develop the softwares. One time the HR called her and asked her to make a program for the payroll system of the employees in the computer for extra pay. She begged off honestly and said, "Sorry sir, I do not know how to make a program. Perhaps you can ask the other computer science graduate from the other schools." Now this particular case is a clear-cut example of traditional way of teaching. That is, she was a software engineer, but when she was called by her HR person to develop the system, she could not do it. So this is one of the main problem in the which was the main problem in the Indian education system, but now it is no more there, because the system after 34 years has gone a sea change, and all the limitations which were there in the traditional way of teaching has been overcome. So this is how you have to think that how beautiful this system of outcome based education is all about, because it teaches you from day one the application part of what you have learnt. You will be, if had it been Cherry in the new framework, she would have developed the system, but alas, she was related to the traditional pedagogies and she was a victim of that, so she could not develop that. So now all the courses and everything and the curriculum is designed after taking the needs of the industry interface, and probably the hands-on experience, the internship process and the practicalities, employability aspects are taken care of at the center, and then the courses are designed. So the outcome based education clearly focuses on organizing everything in the educational system around what is essential for the students to be able to be successful at the end of their learning experiences, and this means that starting with a clear picture of what is important for the students to be able to do, and then organizing the curriculum, instructions, assessments to make sure that the teaching ultimately happens. So this was started with a person called Paddy in 1994. So he came out with such a good concept that if adopted, we will surely after few years from now our education system will be on the top. So assessment of the students' growth and competencies in relation to these outcomes, detailing of how outcome based learning at a whole program level functions within a complex university context. Now what needs to be set is a big question mark in OBE. The first is you have to set the mission and the vision statements, and they are translated in what? Because just having a statement out that this is our vision and this is our mission is not going to solve the purpose. You must have some measurable aspects in front of you, some matrices, some targets, some indicators. So they have to be designed accordingly so that we are able to sync our mission and vision statements, and we are able to achieve that also. So we are talking here about the indicators, like indicators could be a professional qualification and employability, followed by the matrix. Matrix talks about the percentage of passing in a licensure exam or a percentage of employment, and probably the targets could be 70% passing and 85% employed. So the outcome based education is all about having good employability, having good outcomes of your education system, and the outcomes are basically what the learners are expected to know and to what they are able to do in a desired level of competencies. The evaluation part also, that is clearly focusing and organizing everything in an educational system around what is essential for the students to be able to do successfully at the end of the course and the learning experiences. And the outcome based teaching learning is all about constructive alignment of intended learning objectives with the appropriate objectives based on assessment methods, teaching methods, etc. So basically we can say one line that OBE is it is an applied face of the new education system, because the more applied it is, the more employability, the more practical experiences, and the more happy the students are, because after doing that particular course they are doing what they wanted to do. So you have to talk about certain performance criteria also, like specific measurable statements must be done. Only then you will be able to understand that whether the program which was introduced by us is successful or not. So you have to ensure the quality assurance. Now basically what do you mean by quality assurance? To translate the vision mission statements with the desired learning outcomes is one. To establish the proper learning environment and implementing of teaching learning as well as the support material is concerned is number 2. To review the performance indicators is number 3, and last is to enhance the program and the systems if you are not able to come up to the expectations or the desired results are not achieved. So, various approaches have been discussed under the OBE framework. A direct assessment of educational outcomes with evaluation of individual program that led to those outcomes to make sure that the outcomes are delivered, and an audit of the quality system of an institution to determine whether these sufficiently robust, effective to ensure that all programs are well designed and deliver appropriate outcomes. Now, here I would like to mention that this system is good in theory, but difficult in achieving the practicalities and the objectives of the same. Now, as far as the institution is concerned, you have to do some academic audits under the ISO 9000-2015 and specific audits, academic audit, that is whether the programs are good enough, are they offering good learning outcomes. So, this is all going to enhance the quality standards, and under the new framework every organization will be having the audits as far as the academic part is concerned to enhance the quality standards, and this is going to give you the best. So, what needs to be established is vision and mission statements, program educational objectives, program outcomes, the basic metrics of the course with the program outcomes, outcome based teaching and learning delivery, program assessment evaluation process, and continuing the quality improvement program. So, you have to have a transformative learning process, the learning centered, and the you have to understand the design also, that how the transformating learning etc. is going to be achieved. So, as of now the OBE is a system. Today we have talked about the various issues of OBE, that how what approaches are important, how it is to be done, what is the outcome based education, and giving you the assessment part, giving you the evaluation part of OBE, that what is OBE in classroom, and what is the issue of integration, that is the key learning areas. That is the clustering process. You have to have the key learning areas together to make the implementation part of OBE a success.